I trust your Monday is going well this 24th day of February 2025, the last Monday of the month. Good afternoon and welcome to News Now right here on TV47, the home of untold stories. Here is what is making headlines. Among the top stories making headlines at this hour, chaos erupted in Namanga as the law caught two suspected kidnappers. Tear gas clouded the streets as an angry mob closed in. Apparently, the victim narrowly escaped when his captors stumbled, drunk on their own greed. Wheat farmers from Narok blocked the Narok-Bomet highway at River Narok, protesting the lack of market for their harvest. With no buyers, their fields grow empty and their frustration mounts. And activists marched in Nairobi for Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye's release. They then moved to parliament, demanding answers on actions to end abductions and renditions, voice raised, unyielding. Thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. I am George Maringa. Chaos erupted earlier today in Namanga town after the long arm of the law caught up with two alleged kidnappers. The law enforcers were forced to use tear gas to contain the mob who bayed for the blood of the two men. The victim, identified as Mohammed Ali Noor, has revealed that he was held in a danger shack as his captors demanded for a 1 million shillings ransom. However, he narrowly escaped when the abductors got extremely drunk. Speaking at the scene, the Chief Criminal Investigation Officer in Namanga, George Momanyi, has assured that investigations are currently underway, warning the members of the public against resorting to mob justice.
Leo mwendo wa saa 8 asubuhi tuliweza kupata ripoti kwamba huyo mtoto aliweza kutoroka kutoka kwa wale ambao walikuwa wamemteka, na hapo tukachukua hatua, tukaweza kumhoji huyo mtoto, na kwa ushirikiano wa wananchi tuliweza kutambua hiyo nyumba mahali ambapo huyo mtoto alikuwa ametekwa, na hapo tukaweza kumshika mshukiwa mmoja ambaye tuko naye, na baadaye tukaendelea na uchunguzi na tumeweza kupata mwingine wa pili, na bado tunaendelea na uchunguzi ili kuhakikisha kwamba wale wote ambao walihusika wameweza kushikwa. Ningependa kutoa mwito kwa wananchi wa Ololilai na Namanga Town ya kuwa wasije wachukua sheria mkononi mwao. Nasema hiyo kwa sababu tulipomshika mshukiwa wa pili, wananchi walijaribu kuingilia kati.
The International Commission of Jurists Kenya chapter has signed a memorandum with young parliamentarians aimed at driving policy and legislative reforms. Now, the partnership comes in the wake of a stand by the in the wake of a study by ICJ Kenya on the challenges facing the implementation of the Social Health Insurance Fund, SHIF, which ICJ Kenya hopes young parliamentarians will come in handy to fix the gaps in the scheme based on the study recommendations. Majority of Kenyans are still struggling to access healthcare in public hospitals using the new insurance scheme due to unpaid debts by the government under the now defunct NHIF.
Universal health coverage policy is good in itself, but it has faced challenges, and these challenges which have been identified include, but are not limited to, the coordination between the national and county governments, the provision of finances for implementation of the various aspects of the health policy, and then the structure in terms of distribution of funding between the tertiary institutions, which are the referral hospitals, which are the apex, and all the other hospitals, which now are the county level up to the dispensary level. There is some discrepancy there. There are also challenges in terms of some of the programs that are to be implemented in the healthcare system require external support, donor funding.
Now, away from that, wheat farmers from Narok County have taken to the streets barricading the Narok-Bomet highway at River Narok, protesting over lack of market of their produce. The farmers, led by their chairman Stanley Konyo, said over 300,000 bags of wheat were lying in silos since August 2024 when it was harvested. The farmers threatened to engage in other businesses that will give them higher profits if the government fails to provide market for their produce. Narok Governor Patrick Olentutu was forced to intervene and promised to engage the Ministry of Agriculture to sort out the issue in 1 week's time.
Tunapoketi mahali hapa hata kuzungumza hapa, nataka kuambia swali ambalo ninauliza liko bungeni tayari, kwa sababu tulisema sasa hivi tukikaa hapa au wakulima wanapoandamana, gunia zaidi ya 200,000 imelala katika stores ya hii county. 400,000. You can imagine now watu wako na madeni kwa mabenki ambayo inatakiwa kulipwa. Hawa watu tunapozungumza kila siku wanalipa shilingi 17 ili hiyo ngano iweze kuweka katika stores za hapa county kwa sababu watu wanalipa.
Hawa watu wanaitwa farmers. Ni watu ambao wameshikilia uchumi kubwa katika nchi hii ya Kenya na hasa katika Narok County. Na watu wameumizwa.
Tuliandamana na waziri wangu ambaye anasimamia mambo ya ukulima hapa Narok, na tukapeleka hiyo ukulima hiyo malalamiko pale kwa Ministry of Agriculture. Hizo wiki tatu ambayo mimi nimekuwa nikijadiliana na hawa, ni kama kwamba wamefikia kikomo. Mpaka juzi ndio nimeweza kuongea na rais. His Excellency the President has assured me that within 1 week hii ngano yote kwa Kenya itanunuliwa, hasa kwa hii kaunti ya Narok, hiyo 400,000 bags ambazo tuko naye hapo.
A section of activists earlier took to the streets of Nairobi demanding the immediate release of Uganda's opposition leader Kizza Besigye. The group further proceeded to Parliament, where they presented 2 petitions to the National Assembly and the Senate, demanding to know the specific measures being undertaken to end abductions and unlawful renditions in the country. Now, last year, Kizza Besigye was apprehended reportedly by Ugandan authorities while in Nairobi, where he was attending Martha Karua's book launch. Besigye is facing treason charges back in his home country.
And Haj Obeid Lutale in Nairobi, Kenya adds to the growing and worrying trend of transnational repression in Kenya, where foreign critics from countries including Ethiopia, South Sudan, Tanzania, Turkey and Uganda have been abducted in Kenya. That on January 31st, 2025, the Supreme Court of Uganda found that trying civilians in court-martials is unconstitutional and ordered that all charges or ongoing criminal trials or pending trials before the court-martial involving civilians must immediately cease and be transferred to the ordinary courts of law with competent jurisdiction.
Now, more details, of course, will be coming your way in our subsequent bulletins regarding that report. Former IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati's family has come out to clear the air concerning the speculations on Chebukati's health condition before his death. According to the family's spokesperson, Eric Wafula Nyongesa, Chebukati suffered from a brain tumor and had cardiac arrest on Thursday evening, hours before his death. However, the family is waiting for the post-mortem results to determine the actual cause of death. Nyongesa added that Chebukati will be buried on 8th March 2025 at his Kitale home in Trans Nzoia.
He was in hospital from mid-December up to early January this year. When he was discharged, he came back home as the families considered whether to explore possibilities, and as they consulted widely with the doctors and experts, whether it was necessary to undergo a third operation or what other advice would be there in terms of managing that condition. So he went back to hospital on the 12th of February for bi-monthly routine checkup so that the doctors could assess the situation and advise him. When he went back to hospital on the 12th of February, the doctors were of the view that he needed to be admitted. He had some problems with his chest. So he was admitted on 12th. He was in hospital. On the 15th of February, he was taken to the ICU. He was in the ICU from the 15th to the 20th of February, when the family received a call after midnight indicating that the late Wafula Chebukati had suffered a cardiac arrest. Now, keeping good records for posterity, his grandchildren and anybody else, the family is still considering a postmortem.
Now, the fight against maternal deaths in Vihiga County has received a major boost following the commissioning of the construction of an ultra-modern integrated maternal newborn health complex in the county. The construction of the facility, which is expected to be a game changer in maternal care in the county, is expected to cost up to 60 million Kenya shillings and will be financed by the M-Pesa Foundation. Speaking during a groundbreaking ceremony at the Vihiga County Referral Hospital, the area governor, Dr. Wilbur Otichilo, has lauded the move, noting that the complex will help curb maternal deaths in Vihiga as well as provide care to newborns in need of critical care. Additionally, the chairperson of the M-Pesa Foundation, Joseph Ogutu, has stated that the project will be complete in 32 weeks.
Hamjambo tena. Karibuni sana hapa.
Ukiangalia takwimu ambazo ziko zinaonyesha kwamba bado akina mama wengi na watoto wanakufa wakati wanaenda kuzaa ama wakati wanazaa, na ni kwa sababu akina mama wengi bado hawaendi hospitali, wanakaa huko vijijini na wanaenda hospitali tu wakati wakati wa kuzaa unafika. Na ujenzi wa hii hospitali itapeana sasa nafasi kwa wakina mama kuja kwa hii hospitali ili wazae ama wazalie pale.
Let's get sporty. Kenya Amateur Wrestling Association Secretary General Eric Walucho has affirmed the Wrestling Association commitment is preparing youngsters that have already been identified for the 2026 Youth Olympics in Dakar. Walucho, accompanied by Association President Eliud Kariuki, both emphasized the need to pool all available resources for both local and international events that are forthcoming. The association is focusing on nurturing young talent, more so school-going children into wrestling, with already 7 counties showing interest. Korogocho-based St. John's Junior School and Kibera's Olympic Junior School are the new champions of the M-Pesa Junior NBA Foundation, or rather NBA Nairobi edition. In a tightly contested 5-on-5 boys final, St. John's Junior School edged out Olympic JSS 16-13 at the Sabis International School Basketball Arena. St. John's Byron Onyango set the tone early with a smooth two-pointer before Olympics to Anthony Onyango responded, keeping the score tight at 9-7 by halftime. Olympic fought hard to mount a comeback in the second half, but St. John's held their ground, sealing the game 76 to claim the championship. In the girls' contest, Olympic Junior School delivered a dominant performance, cruising past St. John's JSS 25-3 in a one-sided affair.
Were tough, but marules zilikuwa strict na maref hawakuwa neta kila kitu. Sasa ilibidi tucheze strong na tujiaminie.
It's been the start of really what we believe is a groundbreaking program. Well, it is a groundbreaking program that is now focused on giving young Kenyans at the junior school level, under 16, opportunity to play structured, organized basketball at a much earlier age and receiving a lot of, top instruction and guidance through the development of their coaches. And so it's the first of 4 stops, 4 regions, where we've started with a coaching clinic. We started here with the regional tournament. We're going to do 3 other regional tournaments, one in Kisumu, Eldoret, and
It is 4:15 o'clock East African time. Thank you so much for staying with us. Normal programming continues in just a short while. In fact, at just about 9 p.m. on the Daily Report Power and Politics segment, tonight we have a look at the hits and misses of the Hustler Fund, and who best to have that conversation with than Susan Mangeni, the PS for MSME. Please do stand by for that conversation. And by the way, also, how is Hustler Fund coming up for you? Please keep it TV47 for that riveting conversation in just about 6 hours or so.